Testing, testing, one, two, three. Oh my gosh, is this thing on? Can you guys hear me? I am so giddy and so excited to be back. Like, my heart is pounding so hard right now. It's like going a million miles a minute. Can you hear it? Oh my goodness. Anyway, I am so happy to be back on the mic with you guys. It's been such a long time. Oh my gosh. At this point, it's been almost, what, 2 months? Almost. And I am so sorry to have left you for so long, but Mama needed to regroup. I needed to rebrand. I'm rebranding a little bit. I needed to take some time. A lot has happened, and I am ready to start anew. Season 2 coming at you stronger than ever. Oh my gosh. Are you guys excited? Because I definitely am. I am. Okay, so this week's episode is going to probably be a little bit all over the place. There was really no plan. I just need to get started. Like, I need to get back. I miss you guys. I miss being on the mic. I miss taking these moments to myself. I miss all of it. So I'm just here today. I am going to title this episode God Sent Me. So what's up? And I think you'll understand why by the end of the episode. But anyway, let's get started. So, what have you guys been up to in 2 months? Let's see. Our last episode was my birthday episode, where I gave y'all my 35 things that I've learned in 35 years. And that one was really special to me. I hope you all listened. And if you didn't, then, go back, take a listen at last season, our 10 episodes, and then come back here and meet us here. Um, yeah. What have y'all been up to the last 2 months? For me, a lot has changed. I'm recording right now in Houston, Texas, because me and my family now live here again. So exciting. We left Jackson. Ooh, I guess it's been like 2 weeks now, or yeah, 2 weeks or so. Now we've been back from Jackson. I'm so excited to be here. I was going to go back to teaching, but I decided to decline that offer, you guys. And that was a big one for me, because I'm at a place in my life where I know that's not what I want to do anymore. Like, I had a great run at it, I had so much fun doing it. I enjoyed my kids, I enjoyed the people that I met. I have met some lifelong friends in my career as a teacher, but it's just not my path anymore. That's not what God is calling me to do anymore. And I was gonna take another teaching job just because that was easy and it would bring in some money, but my heart is not in it anymore. My heart is telling me to just be patient and stick the course, because something is coming. I do not know what it is, but I am telling y'all right now, something big is coming for me, and I'm really excited to see what it is. Yeah, so I'm not teaching. What else? Lyrics about to start third grade. Oh my gosh, that's so crazy. For the rest of the parents out there, like, I know y'all know how that feels. Like, your kids just grow so fast. I remember my bad, y'all. I remember my mom telling me how fast time goes, and especially after you have kids, time goes so fast. And oh my gosh, she is so right. Like, time is speeding by. I feel like Lyric was just 2 years old. Like, oh my gosh, when I moved back to Houston the first time, right before the pandemic, she was what, like 1.5, about to turn 2? And now, next month, she's going to be 8. What? Like, I have an 8-year old, you guys. An 8-year old. And we out here talking about starting over. Me and Dominique talking about having another baby and starting over. And Lyric's like freaking raised already. Like, what are we thinking? No, but seriously, she, oh my gosh, I can't wait to see what happens for her in this third grade year. Like, she is so smart. If you know my daughter in real life, she is so smart and so bright. And I just hope that that continues But we just went up to the school like a few minutes ago to meet her teachers. They seem amazing and great. Shout out to elementary school teachers because they be on it. That is a group of people that the Lord should bless for the rest of their lives. Because elementary school, whew, that is a monster. Um, what else has been going on? Oh, me and Lyric went on the road with Dominique for 2 weeks. You guys, we were all on the truck for 2 weeks. It was supposed to be like a few days type of thing, and then like I don't know, we just kind of refused to we kind of just refused to leave and it turned into 2 weeks. But we had so much fun. Like Lyric didn't complain one time about wanting to go home or nothing like that. We had a good time, good family time. Like, yeah, good family time, making money, traveling together. We went to Florida. And that was nice. I really enjoyed it there. I've only been to Florida to go to Disney or go to the beach. And we didn't really do anything in Florida, but like I really enjoyed it for some reason when we went. I can't explain it. It was just like a nice feeling that I had there. But we went to like, ooh, how many? I was keeping track, but now I can't remember. I think it was like 15 or 16 states in 14 days. It was crazy. But it was a lot of fun. We really enjoyed it. What else did we do? In those 2 months. Yep, 2 weeks of that. And then we moved. Moving was crazy, but we worked it out. Shout out to our friends in Mississippi that helped us pack all of our stuff and put it in storage and move and all of that. That was amazing. Thank you guys for that help. But yeah, now we're back in Houston and trying to make things happen here. Dominique's on the road. He's not here. But yeah. So anyway, let's see. I do want to talk about my plans going forward. So I really feel like I'm in this like I don't know era in my life, but it's a rebranding era in my life. That's why I feel like I don't know, right? Because most of my life I've been a teacher and I'm not doing that anymore. Um, I'm still new to this wife thing. I'm at this era in my motherhood where my child doesn't need me as often or as much or, in different ways. So there's like a lot of changes I feel happening for me, which, in actuality, life is changing all the time around us. Um, but yeah, there's a lot of change, growth, rebranding happening in my life, and I'm excited about it. So what does that mean though? I honestly don't know. That's every time someone asks me like, okay, so what's the plan? What are you gonna do next? Whatever, my response literally is I don't know. And if you know me, you know that that is not like me to not know. Like usually I have plan A and plan B and plan C and plan D, but so much has happened in the last 2 months that it really has taught me that sometimes there doesn't need to be a plan. Because let's be real, you plan one thing and God does another. And we sit here and we say that we trust in God and we put our lives in his hands, and then we continue to make these egregious plans, right? And I'm not saying just be going out into the world all willy-nilly just living off vibes, because especially as parents, especially as adults, that's not always responsible. But if you're going to trust God, then you need to actually trust him. If you're going to put your life in his hands, then you need to trust that he's going to do it for you. And as long as you are doing your part, he is going to finish the rest. And so I'm at that point in my life. Like, stop all the type A planning, like, and just live. Just live it. Just live it. And I don't know. God's speaking to me in pieces, and eventually I'll put it all together and know what my next plan is. But I've been real active on TikTok lately. So if you are not following me on TikTok, go follow at still a good mom officially. So that's at still a good mom officially. Um, yeah, go follow me over there because I've been super active. I plan on getting back active on Instagram. I did take a break from social media in the 2 months. It wasn't a whole 2 month break, but I took about a week break and then I came back to it. And like I said, I'm rebranding. Like, how many times am I going to say that word? Take a shot every time I say the word rebrand. Rebrand, 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 rebrand. Um, so yeah. Check me out over there. I don't know. I've just got this new mindset of, God sent me. So what's up? What's going on? That's how I'm entering every room that I enter, every conversation that I enter. God sent me. So give me whatever it is that He wants me to receive, or let me give whatever it is that He wants me to give. Like, I have a purpose. I told a friend of mine the other day that I know that part of my purpose is to fill other people's cups. I know that it is. I know that that is. That's why this podcast has been on my heart. That's why getting more active on TikTok has been on my heart. That's why I do a lot of the things that I do, because part of the purpose that the Lord has given me is to fill other people's cups. But I also need to remember that I cannot fill other people's cups if my cup is empty. So that's why, I took the 2 months break. That's why I'm trying to be better at like taking the space and the time that I need throughout the week from, motherhood, from wifehood, from anything else, and not feel guilty about it, right? Because guilt, like we've talked about before, guilt will eat you up. But there's no reason to feel that way. Um, yeah, so like I said, I'm walking into these rooms like God sent me. I'm here. What's up? But let's be real, this mindset is really new for me, right? Um, because part of the reason why I took the break 2 months ago, part of the reason why I went out on the road with my husband and like kind of refused to come back. Part of the reason why I felt the need to move back to Houston is because I've felt like I was going through an identity crisis. I think I've told y'all that before, that one of the counselors that I was speaking with told me that I was going through an identity crisis, and it came to a head this summer. I think it started those 2 weeks that Lyric was gone. She came to Houston to spend time with her grandparents, and Dominique was gone. He left and went back out on the road, and I was just by myself for like a week of that time. And I'm just like, who am I when I'm not with them, right? Like, who am I when I'm not being a mom? Who am I when I'm not being a wife? Who am I when I'm not being a teacher? Who, y'all might understand what I'm coming from, right? Like, who am I outside of these things? Like, it definitely hit then. And then after that, like, when I got Lyric back and we went on the road with Dominique, I felt like I was running from figuring out who I was, right? I felt like that was part of the reason why I stayed out on the road, because, like, being, maybe I feel this way because I'm not the actual truck driver, right? Truck drivers probably feel like it's a job. But for me, being out on the road was so isolating in like a good way. Like, I didn't feel isolated as if somebody was taking me away from the things that I want to be around. I felt isolated in a way that I was taking myself away from things that I was scared of or didn't want to be around anymore. Um, and mainly that's trying to figure out who I am. So that's what this whole rebranding, quote unquote, era that I am in is about. Is like figuring out who I want to be now, right? And some people might be like, Bianca, you're 35 years old now. Like, you should already know who you are. And at my core, yes, I know who I am, right? But I've decided to step away from a career that I was doing for a decade. I have decided, you know, to not just identify as a married woman, not just identify as a mom. So, like, who am I? What are the things that I like to do or I want to pour into, or all of those things? Like I said, I have realized that part of my purpose is filling other people's cups. But in order to do that correctly, I need to figure out who I am, the things that I like, in order to fill my cup, right? Does that make sense? Because if part of my purpose is people needing me, I still need to know who I am when nobody needs me, right? Those are still things that I need to know. Um, so that's where I'm at. I'm trying to figure that out. Trying to figure that out. But one of those things for sure is this podcast. And so that's why I'm back on it and I'm back to it because I need this just as much as I hope somebody else needs it, right? I hope that my words aren't hitting walls, that they're hitting hearts. And I want you guys to know that I need it just as much as y'all do. Just as much, just as much. So I'm back on the podcast, filling my cup, right? And I'm just picking up other things like that I know that I love to do. Like I'm back writing. I'm writing an ebook. I'm working on it. My goal is to be finished by the end of the year, so that I can provide that to you guys. I'm creating content on social media because I love to do it. Um, Things that I love. Let's see. Fall. Fall's coming up. That's my favorite season. I love fall. I love Halloween. I love iced coffee. I love just all of the things that I love. I am not taking them away from myself anymore, right? I'm giving them to myself so that I can fill my cup. Anyway, enough of that, enough of that, enough of that. Just know that I am walking into these rooms with a little bit more confidence because, like I said, God sent me. So, what's up? What are we here for? What are we here to talk about? What are we here to give and get from each other? That is how I'm entering every space that I enter. But I really want to hear from you guys. Like, it's been so long. Tell me what it is that you guys want to hear about, what you want to talk about, um, what's going on in your lives. What do you guys need help with? What can you guys help me with? Like, tell me all the things. So, meet me in the comments. Tell me all those things. I missed you guys so much. I want you to know there's a lot coming up soon. I've got some collabs with some friends that I'm really excited about. Um, I've got so many ideas. So many. You guys know me. I am full of ideas. I am ready to execute them and stop playing. I am done playing in these seasons. Like, seriously, I have seen so many people on social media and whatever else go from nothing to like making it a career. And I don't know if that's a part of my plan. I don't know if that's what God has for me, but like I enjoy this. So let's see what comes of it, right? Anyway, what else? What else do I have planned? I post the podcast on my YouTube. It's on all the platforms, but also on YouTube. But I also want to start making like long videos on YouTube. I don't know. Would you guys be interested in that? Do you guys care? I don't know. I hope so, but also I really don't care anymore if you guys care. Like I'm just doing these things because I love to. Like I find them fun. And I I am enjoying like learning different things about like editing and all that stuff. All that stuff is really cool to me too. Let's see. What else? What else? What else? I don't know. I think that's it. I told you guys this episode is going to be all over the place. This is just like a dive back in type of intro episode. I've got something very interesting for next week. So I'm really excited. I hope you'll meet me back next week for episode 2 of season 2. Um, yeah, man, it just feels so good to be back on a mic. I don't know how many times, how many times I can say that. But before we go, I do want to dedicate a Bible verse and dedicate a song to this week's episode. So, what's that going to be? I'm thinking Kelly Clarkson, Stronger. You guys know that song. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Oh, I can't believe I just did that on the mic. Oh my gosh, that's so embarrassing. Anyway, Stronger by Kelly Clarkson. Yeah, that's gonna be it. Just because we are rising above adversity, we are strong, we are breaking generational curses. We are doing all of those things unapologetically, and no matter what we go through, we are stronger people, right? And then the Bible verse for this episode is going to be Proverbs 31:25. This verse is bold, it's confident. It reminds me, and I hope it reminds you that, you know, your return to whatever you're returning to is just about your resilience. It's about walking into the future with an unshakable faith and unshakable joy, right? Um, yeah, it's about empowerment because God sent me. Those are the vibes. Those are the vibes for this episode for sure. But anyway, um, thanks for tuning in. I'm so happy to be back. I know I've said that like a million times, but y'all really don't understand how happy I am to be back. And I know this episode was about nothing. And I apologize for that, but I was just so ready to get back on the mic. I didn't even really sit and think about what I wanted to talk about or discuss, but I do know what I have in store for next week, and I cannot wait to see you there. So, if this was your first episode with me, please take the time to go back to season 1 and listen to our 10 episodes from season 1 so you can get the gist, get the vibes of what we've got going on over here at Still a Good Podcast. But if you are returning, thank you so much for being here. I am so excited to get started on season 2 with you, and I will see you next Sunday for episode number 2. Drop in the comments things that you want to talk about, you want to hear about. Drop in the comments if you miss Dominique, you want to hear from him. If you want to hear from Lyric, whoever it is that you want to join me, drop it in the comments. I am gonna go ahead and let you go, you guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful Sunday. I'm actually recording this on a Thursday, but once you hear it, it will be at least Sunday. So I hope you have a great afternoon, a great day, and a great week. And as always, give yourself a little grace because you are doing better than you think you are. Bye, you guys. I love you, and I will see you next week.